through the highways and byways of the Metro on 103.5.
And you are listening to On Track. It's all about everything on the road. You got Koji,
Neil,
and hope you're enjoying yourself wherever it is you are right now.
wherever it is you're caught in traffic.
Ingat lang po, and thanks a lot for keeping us with you. And of course, we got some special guests for you this morning. Of course, they are no strangers to the K-Lite booth. We'd like to welcome, of course, the GTO Trading Corporation Sales Manager, Mr. Julman Uy, here in the booth.
Thank you. Good morning,
morning,
Neil and
sir.
Koji.
Good
Good
morning.
morning to our listeners.
Good morning, sir. And of course, the lovely sales and marketing manager of Repsol. Of course, we'd like to welcome Miss Darlene Valenzona in the booth.
Hello everyone, good morning and thank you for listening.
Good morning. All right. And kumusta naman yung biyahe nyo?
This morning was okay.
Okay naman. All right. Okay. Maswerte sila. Anyway, okay. All right. We'd, of course, being stuck in traffic, there are a lot of things going on with your car, especially
Yes.
when it's idle in traffic, hindi
Yes.
gumagalaw. And this is where lubrication and your engine oil comes
Yes.
into play. And of course, tell us all about what. Well, of course, when you say engine oils, iba-iba yan, di ba?
Yes, yes.
You have synthetic, semi-synthetic,
Semis and mineral.
and mineral.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are the differences?
So I'll keep this short. When we say something is synthetic, we are referring to the base oil. Okay, lubricant is basically base oil with additives.
Right.
Okay. Now there's this. Our consumers have to be careful because there are some wise guys in China making synthetic performance.
Oh wow.
So those are not real synthetics.
Oh.
And it is impossible to get synthetic performance without synthetics inside. So to simplify, base oils are classified into 5 groups. Group 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Okay.
Group 1 and 2 are mineral based.
Okay.
Group 3 is mineral oil derived, but they are processed in such a way that all the molecules are aligned,
Okay.
thereby giving performance similar to a synthetic. Group 4 and Group 5 are purely laboratory made. So those are the really man-made synthetics. Man-made na siya.
Okay. So they have to have a certain molecular, or right down to
Construction,
the molecules.
yes, down to the
structure
molecular.
siya.
And then, you have to remove all the impurities like sulfur, carbon. So, Group 1 is the yung pasang-awa. Yun yung
Okay. Yeah.
basic na meron
Pinaka-basic,
natin.
the entry level.
And then, the Group 2 are the hydro-treated ones. So, you get the impurities out. But they are not as clean or as modified as the Group 3. And the more you process something, the more expensive it gets. That's why synthetics are very expensive.
But sir, it goes without saying no that the mineral oils perform good
Yes,
naman,
yes.
right? Within specifications of say kung ano yung kailangan ng engine,
Yes.
right?
But the newer cars, due to regulatory requirements, are becoming the engines are becoming smaller, and yet they are turbocharged. You are asking a lot from them. You really need synthetics to counteract, and then you cannot make very thin oils out of mineral oil. So the limit of a mineral oil is like 1030.
So up to a certain point lang
Yes,
yun,
after a certain point, you have to really use a synthetic.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So okay. So performance-wise, the best talaga yung synthetic.
Yes.
If you're talking performance for your engine.
Yes.
And you mentioned a while ago, may nagdadaya, may nagmanufacture ng
It's
fake.
a misrepresentation. It's like synthetic performance daw. I mean, technically, he did not lie, but it remains to be proven. But the strict
Siguro,
definition
sir,
of
ano
a
yun yung
synthetic is the base oil.
physical performance ng oil.
Oh, and these people na claiming all of these other types of performance, hindi magmamatch yan to the real thing.
Tsaka mahirap din ata i-quantify yung synthetic performance.
Yes, yes.
You know, at one point, it might feel like, uy, maganda yung
Sa
takbo
una,
ng
yes.
sasakyan.
Oo,
But
and then
your emissions
wala na.
might not be passing.
Oo.
Correct.
So I encourage our consumers to stick to the known brands, to the global companies, because these people, they have social responsibilities. It's embedded in their corporate tradition to be transparent and provide the right product.
It's about
Yes.
providing quality.
Yeah. And your engine is very expensive to
Yes.
repair and you don't want anything to go wrong with it.
Mahal ang change, mas mahal ang
Change engine.
overhaul.
Change engine or
Kaysa change
overhaul.
oil.
Yeah, you know what? I was scrolling through Facebook like I do very often, and that was an exact comment made by one of my friends. Na, it's cheaper and easier to change your oil.
Yes.
But mo titipirin rather than risking, wear.
Yes, exactly.
Over time, just because a certain oil says it can do this or it can do that.
Correct.
Yun.
Ayun, okay.
Kaya ikaw, Koji.
Ano na naman?
Kasi alam nyo, no?
kidding. Yeah.
This is an analogy I always use during my presentations. Some people, in order to mabawi yung cost ng synthetic, they treat the synthetic like a buffet. No, a synthetic oil is not a buffet. It is more like a
Fine dining.
fine dining.
Okay.
So you get the best wagyu, you get
Yes.
the best buttered corn or whatever.
Yeah. Ba't mo titipirin?
Ba't mo titipirin?
Yeah.
So
Siyempre, it's,
don't try to make it back kasi that's playing with fire.
and of course you're dealing with your car, which is of course serving you for a lifetime, for
Yeah.
practically a lifetime of the car, at
Yes.
least the vehicle. So you get the best service when you provide also the best care.
Yes. Exactly.
Pero
Yeah.
sir, it doesn't necessarily mean kasi there's ano tawag dito, myths out there na when you shift especially for those with older cars, no, when you shift from mineral oil to synthetic, yung pwede daw maging yung 5,000 kilometer PMS mo pwedeng maging 10,000. Totoo po ba yun?
Pwede yun. Like in older engines kasi the synthetics really will last longer. Okay, but the newer engines, you follow the prescribed interval. So like the new race, it recommends 5W20, but there's a prescribed change oil interval.
Right,
Sometimes it is below 10,000 depending on how you use it. Diba? Sa manual natin may nakasulat ano ba yung instances like if you're towing something or if you're always going long distance or if it's traffic stop and go, may mga periods na ganon.
Okay, all right. So usually pagka nag-change oil ka, there's a prescribed number of kilometers. Diba?
Kilometers or time bound.
Ayan.
It's like 10,000 or 6 months.
Would it be like, is it okay like if you go over slightly, like say by-
Precisely why you use synthetics is because it affords you that margin of error.
okay. So
You get that margin of error. If
That's
you
good.
use
Okay.
mineral oil, follow strictly the guidelines.
yeah, okay.
We have a lot of taxi companies that are clients. They've shifted to synthetics because the car lasts longer. It's proven. So they have changed their mindset.
So it's more forgiving if you miss your oil change by a few hundred or a few thousand kilometers.
Yes, of course.
Okay. And of course, with engine oil, you have, of course, with Repsol, you have a lot of great products. You have for the Philippines, medyo iba yung driving conditions dito sa Philippines. What unique products do you have for the Philippines?
Repsol is a global company. So one of its product thrust is that its product should work anywhere and everywhere in the world. Like if I'm Toyota, I'm not designing a Hilux specifically just for the Philippines. I'm designing the Hilux to be used in the deserts of Africa. Diba? I'm using it to go to the North Pole, the South Pole, wherever.
Right.
So the oil has to accompany that piece of equipment, that design. So Repsol is always 3 years ahead. So what they're researching now are engines or problems 3 years into the future. Like you're probably aware about LSPI, diba? The low speed pre-ignition. The when you have smaller engines, sometimes because they get too hot, they sometimes pre-ignite. So that
okay.
causes some problems with the engine.
Right.
So
Knocking.
Knocking, basically.
when I went to Spain 5 years ago, they were already developing the additives to counteract those things. So for the Philippines, probably it's because the way they adjust it is through packaging through the proper grades that we need right here. Yun.
Ayan. And you mentioned also it's all about the additives that you put in the oil.
Base
that
oil
makes
and
it-
additives,
Yeah.
combination of both. Yes.
So that's the additives are very important for, like for example, for do you choose the additives based on the country, the climate, the conditions?
Yes.
or-
For example, the Philippines has our fuel has ethanol. Yeah, we have cocomethyl ester, CME in our diesel. So these are highly oxidative. So you have to balance the
Balance it
formula with to counteract the situation where you are like.
Yeah, because a lot of these renewable things that they put into fuel are actually corrosive
Yes,
to the fuel
yes,
system
yes.
and the
And
diba?
so you have to beef up your antioxidants, but with still within compliance to the requirement of OEM and requirement of maraming regulations yan eh. So the chemist must be creative. He has to play around with these tools and then come out with a product that really works.
Tapos you have to have workable viscosity in different
Yes.
temperatures. No?
Sinabi,
Oh.
Kung
pag
nasa-
sinabi mong viscosity, yung thickness. di ba?
Yeah.
Thickness
Oh.
ng lapot.
Lapot.
Yes.
Lapot. What's that? When the engine stopped, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ayan. So, it's not just when the car is moving. It's very important that yung idling.
Oo.
Yung idling. How much part does idling play in yung lifetime ng engine?
Number one, if you're parked, stop your car para save ka sa fuel. Kasi
Patayin
mahal
lang.
ang fuel. And idling really contributes to wear and tear. Kasi, you know, bakit ang sasakyan may auxiliary fan, may radiator? You are forcing air to ram into the system to cool it. So if you're just sitting around, there's no air circulating. Your engine is working harder.
Correct.
Yun. So, idling contributes also to the wear and tear, contributes to the acidity, and then nakabukas pa aircon, nakahiga ka pa sa loob. Ano na lang, labas ka na lang, di ba?
Guilty as charged.
Mahal-mahal na ng gasolina.
Walang aircon sa bahay, pupunta sa kotse, doon mag-aircon.
Aray!
It costs more
Yeah.
to run the vehicle with the aircon on.
And like and also it's dangerous also. Like for example, if you're in
For the fumes.
pag nasa parking lot ka, tapos nakasarado yung windows mo, naka-aircon ka, it's also not healthy.
Oh.
If yun, okay. So ito kotse ito for cars, of course, you have there's a whole lot of things that you can do for engine maintenance for cars, and then Repsol plays a very important part in that.
Yes.
What about for riders, for motorcycles? What special things do you
Yeah,
have for-
the motorcycle market is huge in the Philippines.
Yes. So, like I said before in my other visits, the Repsol grades are very current. So we don't dumb down our products.
Correct.
If you survey the Filipinos, what is the thing that you would like from an oil? They would probably majority say price. But price is not everything. Your engine needs something that is appropriate for it. And all the Repsol motorcycle oils they are above and beyond what your motorcycle needs. So you are free to choose your viscosity and then just use it, and then there's no problem.
Yeah, if I may add, so the one good thing about Repsol, going back dun sa ano yung if Repsol has yung mga specific additives for the Philippine market, the good thing about Repsol is it has a wide array of products. So if your car is common rail or if it's turbo direct, we have specific oils for that. So kami sa Repsol Philippines, we do surveys, and then what our consumers ask of us, we ask from Repsol, and then ayun ang in-order natin or yun ang dinidistribute natin dito. Same with yung dun sa ano natin, sa motorcycle riders natin. We see a lot of scooters,
Yes.
scooter riders. So we brought in yung ating Matic line. So yun yung rider Matic line natin with the gear oil, etc. So whatever yung ano natin, yung need ng market, we cater to it. So kapag ka naghanap with, meron kayong Repsol na pang ganito, meron tayo niyan.
So you have the
Para hindi na
specific-
sila maghahanap ng iba.
Okay.
I think the simplest way to look at it is there's a global product lineup. And then they just
Pili na lang.
pili na lang
Pick it
sila
up,
and
yeah.
then tweak it a bit na okay, you need more of this, less of this.
Ayan, okay. So basically, whatever vehicle you have, whatever ride you have, Repsol has something for you.
Yes.
Yes, and then you get your money's worth with Repsol. Because
Yes.
there's this misconception na Repsol is very very expensive whereas it's really not. Yeah, parang yung sinasabi nga ni Sir, 'di ba? Parang you are what you eat in terms of your car and your motorcycle.
Correct.
Yeah, so give it the best, 'di ba?
Yeah, tipirin mo na lahat, wag lang yung
Yes.
motor oil. mo.
Kumbaga, yeah, fine dining dapat yan. Yung kumbaga, take care of your engine, take care of the thing that takes care of you also. Yun, alagaan. You get what you give.
Di ba? Pwede mo tipirin yung floor mats. Di ba? Mga ganyan.
Okay lang, basta yung engine mo,
Yung
umaandar,
tint mo,
maganda yung-
sige.
Basta hindi papalya.
Oh,
Yung
exactly.
tint mo, tipirin mo. Kung gusto. Di ba? You know, but your motor oil, that's essentially the lifeblood
Lifeblood, yeah.
of your engine.
All right. Okay. Where can they get this information? Where can they find additional information for about Repsol and?
So we have social media or websites. On the product itself, there are QR codes that they can scan, and it
Ayun.
will tell them what the
Uso
product is
ngayon,
for.
QR code.
Yeah.
Oo.
Scan lang. Tapos
Yeah, you know what? Educate yourselves with the products
Yes.
kasi a lot of them are very specific to certain conditions
yeah.
and situations, and you know, your friend's motor oil might your vehicle's needs might not be the same as your
Exactly,
friend's.
yeah.
But if you make sure that you get the right product, then at least you're sure that your
Yes.
your vehicle will
Yes, yes.
last as long as it.
exactly
you know.
like what Miss Darlene said. There is a special product. There's a Repsol for any type of engine. There's a special formulation for any type of engine, and Repsol provides that. All right.
Like in Thailand, there's the special formula for the pickups, which will be coming over din.
Ayun. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Okay. So
Kasi
that leads us
pickups
to
are very popular in Thailand, and our weather condition is almost the same,
that leads
and
us
the
to
traffic is the same.
Yeah, that leads us to our next question. Of course, what does Repsol have in store for the consumers in the next?
New packaging formats, and then Repsol also is studying how to make oil tough but more biodegradable
Yeah.
for our environment. We're dumping millions of liters of used oil
Correct.
in the
yeah.
Philippines alone. So, grabe rin. So, something has to be done para maging mas safe yung environment.
Ano po ba yung mga pwedeng gawin sa used oils? Like, for example,
You have to recycle them.
right.
Cycle talaga.
You have to, you don't just throw it away. Everybody is all agog about Fukushima plant releasing the
Yeah.
millions of water. They're not scared about the millions of oil being
Ano po
spilled
ba yung mga
every,
pwedeng
every
gawin?
day.
What can you do with used oil?
You can make it into bunker fuel. You can
So
make
it's
it
still usable.
Yes, it's still usable. It's still usable.
Yeah. Tama yung point ni Mr. Julman. Everybody's worried about
Everything
Radioactive
else.
water
yeah,
daw
which
na,
which has been treated and everything. Pero yung sa talyer no, sa just in your neighborhood,
Oo.
every year ilang gallons ng oil ang natatapon.
Or our, I don't know, fishermen.
Yun.
They
Same
just
thing
keep topping up in the middle of the
sa
ocean.
bangka.
They dump it
Nako,
there.
Ayan. So, yeah.
And then, like the Coast Guard, when there's a spill, di ba, naglalagay sila ng pang-breakdown?
Right.
That's actually not... What you're doing is you're just separating, dispersing the oil. But the
It's
oil is
still
still
there.
there. Yes. And it's still swallowed by the fish. You know.
So it really should be collected. No? It should be taken back.
That, is it okay? Na, ano? There was a question sent. If you have a new car daw, can you be more liberal with it? There was a question that was sent to me. The answer there is no. So
Why no?
the point is, do not abuse your car just because it's new, because you know it can take it.
Yun yung mentality kasi.
May
pagbago.
common human nature yan na bago naman
Di
so
naman
kaya
masisira
yan, kaya
agad
yan.
Oo, kaya niya.
Oo.
Tama.
My analogy there is like why do our wives wipe all of these moisturizer is to keep themselves young. So ganun din sa kotse.
Nangingiti si Miss Darlene.
you keep your car young. Don't abuse it while it's young because when it gets old, you get all of these problems. You keep it as young as possible. Longer.
Interesting analogy.
Oh,
Think of it as beautification for your cars,
Oo.
for your car's engine.
Start them young pa.
Sa ano ba, alaga sa mask,
Yeah.
moisturizing ganon, wag mag-rely sa makeup.
Yes.
Kasi di ba, pag natanggal yung makeup, baka iba. Di na natin alam yung itsura. Ganon din sa
Iba na yung
oil.
itsura.
Oo.
Tama. All right. Well, thank you very much, Sir Juman Uy, and of course the lovely Miss Darlene Valenzuela of Repsol. And of course, any final words for message for our audience out there?
Drive safely, get home safely, get to work safely.
Change that oil.
Change that one.
I would like to invite everyone kasi is it okay to
Yes.
promote the
Yes,
upcoming
please.
events?
Yeah.
So we have several activities. September 16, 17, Inside Racing, Lifestyle Expo. September 22, 23, or 23, 24 with Ride PH of Sir J. Taruk. And October 14, 15 is with Makina Moto Changi with Zach Lucera naman. So Repsol
Buddy
is
Zach.
there.
All right, got a
Yeah.
question
Yeah.
off of text, just very quickly. Good friend Joel is asking if you have ano ba to, gear oil ba to, or transmission oil?
Is it just about the engine?
Yeah.
Yes,
No,
yes.
transmission oils are also very important, especially stop and go traffic. There are various types of transmission oil, so we has to be very definite kung ano yung
Pang
kailangan
CVT,
niya.
pang
Oo,
automatic
CVT,
transmission, pang manual.
LSD,
Oo.
DCT,
Right,
Dextron 6, the older standards. Yun.
Ayan. Okay. So again, Repsol has something for everyone
Right.
and every engine.
Oh, diyan Joel alam mo na.
Okay. Thank you very much once again, Sir Juman.
Thank you for having
Miss
us.
Darlene. And of course, don't forget check out more details. You can scan the QR code on the products itself. If you see them on the shelf, scan nyo lang. And of course, you have the website and the page and the events coming up
Yes.
for Repsol. So watch out for that. And of course, final one, Sir Julman, may request kayo. Since it's the 80s, it's all about 80s music. May gusto ba kayong i-request?
What did I say? Simply Red.
Simply
Yeah.
Red.
Yeah.
Ayan, okay, Simply Red.
Hindi
Okay.
kasi panahon ni Miss
Darlene.
Miss Darlene.
2000
to.
po
Yeah,
kasi.
holding back the years para to keep
Yun,
us young.
Yun.
That's what the oil does.
That's what the oils do. Exactly. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much, our friends from Repsol. And of course, we're going to play you more music right here on Past Forward. Check this one out. As requested for Sir Julman and Miss Darlene of Repsol, this one's Simply Red from 1985. Holding back the years. Take care of your car. Take care of your engine. Check out Repsol right here.